Have you ever seen someone crash a party they weren't even invited to, only to cause chaos the moment they walked in? Well, that's exactly what played out with Meghan Markle, who managed to turn Kevin Costner's charity concert into her own headline-grabbing spectacle. What was supposed to be a heartfelt evening celebrating first responders, the heroes who run toward danger while others flee, suddenly looked more like an unscripted episode of royal reality gone wrong. And at the center of it all? Meghan herself, clinging tightly to Prince Harry while the crowd traded puzzled glances. Let's back it up. Kevin Costner hosts this event every year. It's called the 805 Live Concert, named after the Santa Barbara area code. The whole vibe is simple: good music, cowboy hats, barbecue, and community spirit. No glitz, no drama, no palace intrigue, just a night for giving back. But this year? That calm was shattered the moment Meghan and Harry strutted in as if they were still working royals. Spoiler, they're not. Here's the kicker: Meghan wasn't even expected. Last year, she wasn't invited. The year before, she reportedly soured the atmosphere with erratic behavior and a sudden urge to grab the microphone. So when she appeared this time unannounced and not remotely dressed for the Western-themed evening, jaws dropped. Instead of blending in, she rolled up with Harry and what looked like a full PR entourage, ready for a photo spread more than a fundraiser. Now here's where things spiraled. Eyewitnesses say a young woman working the event politely approached Meghan before the concert began, gently explaining that she wouldn't be allowed to address the crowd since she wasn't scheduled to speak. Pretty standard, right? But Meghan, after smiling and saying she didn't plan to, allegedly did something shocking. She struck the woman with her free hand. Not a playful bump. Not a clumsy mistake. But, according to those nearby, a sharp, deliberate slap that stunned everyone in sight. And what about Harry? Did he step in? Not really. He just stood there, stiff and awkward, resting a hand on Meghan's back like a man caught between embarrassment and panic. Meghan, sensing she had gone too far, quickly latched onto his hand like a guilty child trying to hide from punishment. But the mask had already slipped. And that's the bigger picture. This wasn't a one-off moment. Meghan's track record with staffers leaving in droves is infamous, many citing aggression and mistreatment. So if she's willing to lash out in public at a charity worker, what does that say about her behavior behind closed doors? That's the question echoing in people's minds. Of course, the media tried to spin it differently. Glossy outlets ran glowing pieces, claiming Meghan sweetly hugged Harry and watched supportively from the sidelines. But those who saw it firsthand insist she clung to him on stage, overshadowing him entirely, unable to let the spotlight shine anywhere else, not even on the firefighters being honored. And that's what makes it so damaging. This wasn't some flashy music festival or gossip-heavy reality show. It was a charity night dedicated to men and women who save lives. Yet the focus turned away from them, and onto Meghan's uninvited appearance and that alleged slap, now dissected frame by internet sleuths. Even Kevin Costner, a man known for stoic, Hollywood calm, couldn't escape the chaos at his own event. Any tabloid stories about his personal life were drowned out by Meghan's antics. The cause itself, supporting first responders, barely made the headlines. And to top it off, Meghan and Harry reportedly didn't contribute a donation. No Archwell sponsorship, no financial backing, just designer clothes, a personal photographer trailing them like it was a Vogue shoot, and a carefully orchestrated media push. That PR machine wasted no time feeding narratives to the press, painting Meghan as a gracious wife giving Harry his moment. But the photos told a different story, Meghan glued to his side, scanning the crowd nervously, making sure the attention never drifted anywhere else. It wasn't support, it was control. And as always, these articles somehow managed to loop in royal connections, references to King Charles, reconciliation rumors, and Harry's supposed closeness to returning to the UK. It's the same cycle: create a storm, then use royal ties to mop it up. But what really stuck with observers this time was Meghan's expression. Tense. Panicked. Almost desperate, like someone fighting to maintain control while knowing it's slipping away. Meanwhile, Harry looked distant, drained, a shadow of the prince the world once admired. That contrast has people wondering how long this can continue before the fallout turns legal. If even a fraction of what's reported was caught on video, lawsuits could follow. And once one person comes forward, others who've worked under Meghan, many silenced by NDAs, might finally speak up. Because make no mistake, former aides, assistants, and volunteers have long whispered about the other Meghan, the one hidden behind polished magazine covers. And if one complaint lands in court, more voices will follow. At the heart of it all is Meghan's unshakable hunger for attention. She doesn't just attend events, she rewrites them, bringing her own camera crew, her own PR spin, and her own version of reality. But people are catching on. Each glossy headline is met with pushback from thousands of skeptical voices, questioning who the real aggressor is. And the tragedy in all this? Harry. Once the brave, rebellious prince who carried the world's sympathy, now seen as little more than a prop in Meghan's never-ending drama. Reports even suggest he's revisiting Princess Diana's story for another documentary, but to many, that doesn't look like healing, it looks like exploitation. Meanwhile, the actual heroes of the night, the firefighters and first responders, were overshadowed. Their stories, their sacrifices, should have been front and center. Instead, they became a footnote to royal drama. And that's the bottom line. Meghan isn't being silenced. She isn't misunderstood. She's deliberate, calculated, and unrelenting in her pursuit of the spotlight. But this time, the backlash feels different. The whispers are getting louder, the patience is running out, and the consequences are starting to catch up. All eyes are now on what comes next. Will legal action be taken? Will the royals distance themselves further? Or will Meghan's carefully crafted PR shield finally collapse under the weight of her own actions? One thing is certain, the mask has slipped. And the Meghan the world saw at that charity concert didn't look royal at all.